Hello, hello. We are so excited to have you here this Tuesday. Lots happening, lots going on. I cannot wait for you to meet Sarah if you haven't met her yet. I got to spend time with her this weekend. It was so much fun, so much fun. I got to spend time with team that I really don't spend that much time with in Vancouver, Washington. And we had a blast. We shared our stories, we laughed, we cried. We cried. Um, we did content. We You lifted each other up. Like there was so much, and that just really reminded me. There's so much to getting people in a room. It does not have to be fly across the U.S. Okay, but get people in a room together, community. And just get back to the basics and introduce yourself and hang out and invite people that aren't thriving to come hang out. Go do things. We build so much in community. This is a people driven business. And if you're not inviting the people, you're missing a big chunk of the business. So you definitely need to get people together. The community here is unmatched. I know some people are like, oh, I don't have anybody in my area. I'm like, you know what? Go create your community. Go get out and about, meet people, all the things, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and just jump over to Sarah and then we'll talk after that. Sarah, start with just kind of introducing yourself. The one thing I always like to hear from people is how long did it take you to get started thriving? Like whoever reached out to you, how long, how many reach outs, what did that look like?
So my name's Sarah. I'm from the Bay Area, born and raised. I saw my cousin Ashley motherfucking Mills. That's my girl. I saw her take it in, I want to say, I think I first heard about it in probably 2022. The first time I experienced somebody taking it was Ashley, and that was at a conference in Orlando in 2023. Um, I heard her talk about it, and never, I mean, I saw how good it made her feel, but never really thought about taking it myself. When GLP was launched in January of 2025, she was like, girl, you need to get on this. And I saw her weight loss and just the inflammation that was dropped from just the GLP alone in like a matter of a few weeks. And I was like, okay, I need to do this, right? I honestly was scared to do it before my wedding, because my lady that had altered my dress was already like, you can't lose no more weight. Like, she was like, the size you got fits you perfectly. If you lose more than 5 pounds, like your dress isn't gonna fit. So I was like, okay, well then I guess I'll wait till after my wedding to try the GLP. And literally the day after my wedding, me and my husband popped our capsules. We went full blown, full dose. We didn't do no half dose. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So then go ahead and tell us, yeah, your story and kind of what transpired after that.
So my niece, who's actually from the Bay Area, drove over from Virginia to be with me on my wedding. And it was funny because the night before our wedding, I was talking about that. She's like, "Oh, I used to do Thrive." I was like, "Oh, really? Okay." I was like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to start the day after my wedding." She's like, "Girl, I need to get back on it." And I was like, "Okay, say less." I said, "Let's get it, let's do it." So the day after my wedding, I hit the promoter button without telling my cousin. Big mistake, missed out on a lot of bonuses. Um, and actually, I didn't get paid for the first 7 months. I didn't have a real customer. The credits that I did get for Thrive for Free, right, was which was my husband's order that we paid for, and my dad's order, which I paid for. And at the end of the day, he didn't even end up taking it. I ended up getting it from him. Like, I was like, Dad, you're not even take these. He was like, no. I said, give me these products back. Let me take these. I was sending to my niece, right, in Virginia. She had lost her husband and she really wanted to take these products. So I didn't have a true customer until I want to say I think it was like August of 2025. Ashley took me on her lifestyle getaway to Puerto Vallarta last year as a plus one. And about probably a month after coming back is when my business finally started taking off.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there because I want to make sure people heard that. She did not get a paying customer order for 7 months of doing the business. So there's a whole lot to unpack there, and I want to make sure people know because, yeah, anybody can order Thrive and then not do anything and not get orders, right?
Mhm.
What what did your daily look like? Like, did you take it and talk about it, or did you
Oh
just like
yeah.
take it and hope couple
Oh,
posts and
oh no,
walk
girl.
us
From day
through your
one. S-
consistency?
No, like literally from day one, I didn't give up, right? Every single day, and I mean every single day, and this is where the shaky, patchy comes from my consistency every
Okay,
day.
explain that part because
So
people that don't know
literally
you.
every morning, as soon as I got up, I would post me taking my capsules. Here's my capsules. This is what gets me going. These are my human jumper cables every single morning from the day that I started, which was February. I don't know if you could see it. February 16th of 2025. This is my Thrive or Die tattoo, my date of becoming a promoter and the day I started as well. Um, every single morning, like clockwork. I never not posted, right? Even when we were camping at our cabin, I was still posting every single morning. It didn't matter where I was. I'd post my capsules, which are your human jumper cables. They clear your brain fog, get your juices going, right? Within the first 10, 15 minutes of taking it, 20 to 40 minutes later, after my shower, I'd post me taking my shaky. Um, and a lot of people tell me, "Oh, you're shaky," or they'd see me and they're not even thriving. They're like shaky. And then, you slap on your patchy, you go on about your day. I posted consistently every single morning. There was not a day that I did not post, even if I wasn't feeling well. Even after the loss of my kids' dad, like I was posting consistently, right? Every single day, even without getting an order. Not because I was looking for people to buy, right? Yes, of course, that's great. But I felt great. I felt amazing. The inflammation just started to drop, and I wanted other people to feel that good too. And if they're not going to feel that good themselves, they were sure as heck going to watch me feel that good.
I love that. I was like, oh, I gotta find my unmute button. So I love that because okay, I do feel like if more people would view this as a I'm just going to say a real business or a legit business, you would probably put more time and effort into it, same as what you did.
Right.
Because like if I opened a restaurant and my first couple of months were not much, right? I would be figuring out every way possible to talk to the masses to get people to come to my restaurant, to basically be able to recoup the money I already put into the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So looking at this as an actual business and showing up every day, even when you don't want to, even in grief, it is a part of the business. Okay, so now fast forward, how many years has that been?
It was last year. So
Okay, so a year.
about 16 to 18 months.
Okay, so like a year and a half, and 7 of those months, so only a year you've been getting orders and things.
Commissions.
And you
Yeah.
did you did earn your first getaway last, that was your first earned getaway, right? Was
This past one, yeah.
Cancun?
To
Okay.
Cancun, yes.
Okay. So we went from 7 months posting with nobody ordering to people started ordering. And
Mhm.
how what does that look like since?
I don't ever since then. Well, first, this time last year, I want to say within this past week or so, I have to look at her date. I had my first promoter hit the promoter button.
Okay.
And I feel like in the month of August last year is when people really started taking me seriously, right? Also is when I got my first promoter. My girl Selena, she hit the promoter button without telling me, but I was like, "Girl, okay, we got work to do." I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure if I wasn't gonna get my bonuses, she for surely was, and she did. She hit the ground running, and consistently since last August, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't got less than 10 customers every month.
Okay. So that's cab 10,
Mhm.
and that's $250 in credits every month, plus
Yep.
your refer to,
Hmm.
plus then $500,
Yep.
then any commissions on the rest. So
Yeah.
to look back and go, was the 7 months of posting with no response, was it worth it?
Absolutely. Even if it didn't, even if it took me longer, right? Because of how I feel, right? And because of the change in the company of, having this new division with peptides and just the community that I've gotten within the Thrive, heck yes, absolutely. Getting my personal business partner to earn her first trip as well on the same trip I did, we got to take our husbands. 1000% was it worth it, and I would do it all over again in the same exact way. I talked about the products, I talked about how it made me feel, I talked about the opportunity, and eventually the right people come along, right? It might not be on our time, and that's okay. It's okay for it to not be on our time
Yeah.
because it's not when it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen. When that is, I can't tell you, and nobody can tell you. It happens when it's supposed to happen.
I love that. And then two, so what one, I think too, because you did share some of your personal story
Mhm.
this weekend, and I think I say this a lot, people have to know, like, and trust you.
Mhm.
And people have to watch you and see, especially a couple of things. If either you've been doing other things before, or if they're like, she's shady. They're like, people need to watch and see if you're committed, if this really works, it does this really work? Is she full of crap? Like, what is this? And the longer you're consistent, the longer you share, the longer you talk about, the longer you show up happy every day, like, the more people are going to believe you. The more
Yeah.
people are going to go, she's still taking this. I guess it works. Oh, it took her to Mexico. I guess it works. Like,
Right.
though they have to see you. They have to see you show up, and they have to believe you. And that only happens through consistency. I mean, I know we say consistency a lot. And I know people are like, "Oh my God, I hate the word consistency." But it's just the truth,
And it works.
and it works. Like, it is the recipe for success. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest.
No, for
Okay.
sure.
So, what other things besides being in your stories every day, shaky shaky, what are you doing? What are your income producing activities? What does, like, post look like? Messages, reach out, adding people? What does that look like for you?
Generally I like to I because I don't only just post about Thrive, right? Like, yes, my page, if you go to my page, there's a lot about Thrive, whether it be not only my transformation with Peps and Steps, my friends' transformations, strangers that also thrives transformations, right? Getting reels out is important. The consistency of others is important as well. And anytime anybody has a question, I try and answer it within a timely manner, right? To me, that means within the hour, within the half an hour of getting a question out. I like to reach out to people that even just like my post, like, hey, you liked my post. What intrigued you about it? Right? Because not everybody who wants to try the products is gonna reach out
No,
because
people literally will say, "I'm so glad you asked. I've been watching you, but I was scared to reach out." And I'm like,
Mhm.
"You were scared to reach out?"
Right. For what? Do I not look like an approachable person? Apparently not.
I
You
say all
know?
the time, get in my inbox. What else do I
Right.
have to say? But people want to be invited. People want to be
Right.
approached.
Yeah. So a lot of people that I have had as customers more recently are people that have been watching me for a long time. And they're like, yeah, I finally see, I'm seeing your results, and like um I want to do it. I think now is the time. Okay, great. what are your goals? What are you looking for out of this product? Um, I've had people who've been watching me the entire time. We won't mention who they are, but they're like, yeah, I've been watching you and I just see the energy you have and how happy you are and what it's done for you, and I want to do it. Great. Let's get you started. And depending on who the person is and whether they want to go full jump into a whole month pack, right? Or some people are like, I need to see how I feel first. Okay, that's great. Let's get you a sample. And 90% of the time, those samples lead to an order, anyways.
Yeah. Especially, so let's talk about that. How do you do your samples? How do you follow up with your samples? Because a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm just going to give them a sample and they're going to order.
No, doesn't work
There's
that way.
more that goes into it.
Yeah. So I have like a template of this, something that I print out, and it's a little piece of paper that I stick in with so I always do the basic 3 steps. I generally do 4 shakes, the capsules and the patches. Sometimes, depending on the person, what they're looking for, I'll give 2 different types of patches, a black and white label and then the regular one. If they are specifically looking for, like, let's say collagen, I'll give them a sample of the collagen peptides or even the collagen gummies from the sample packs. It just depends on what they're looking for. I tailor it to each specific customer. If they're like, I feel bloated, great. Here's some balance and biotic. Give that a try. I always give the hydration packets. I always give those because they're great, right? It like I said, I tailor it to each customer individually. If I know they're looking for a specific thing out of the product, I give them a sample of that. If they're, I don't want to be rude, but in the older people that could use Xera, right? Sorry, Amber, but you love Xera, right? For what reason? Go ahead, tell me.
Um, because it makes my skin super hydrated. So like I don't really have a ton of wrinkles. I'm really
Okay.
blessed in that, but like the the hydration for me, like because
Right.
as you get older, your skin dries out. But yes, some people have wrinkles.
Right. Some people have wrinkles. A lot of people these days have wrinkles, but I like to give out, I have Xera samples, so I give those out. Depending on whether I drop it off to them or I mail it out to them, as soon as it gets in their hand, I always ask, what day are you going to give this a try? Are you going to start tomorrow? I ask them, what day are you going to start this so I can follow up with you? I give them in the instruction paper. I have a conversation with them about what to expect, stay close to the toilet the first day or within the first half an hour. You're going to want to go, drop the kids off the toilet. So just expect that, right? I'm going to be honest. Keep up on your hydration. And then after day, I always ask them the morning of, did you give it a try today? Right? Because not everybody is consistent. Not everybody's, yeah, I did great. How do you feel? Right. And then from there, I check in with them daily. Okay, how's day 2 going? Oh, I forgot to take it today. Okay, we'll try again tomorrow. Some people are really bad at consistency, really, really bad. And until you've gotten into a really good routine, some people just aren't, they can't all be us, right? And then I just keep following up. And then once they're done with their sample, okay, look, I have some credits to share to save you some money. Let's do your order. When they're ready to order, we get on a FaceTime, share the screen, and do it all together so that there's no lack of, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, I like that a lot because now that we have the share cart function,
Hmm.
I do a lot of I ask them, I send them the
The link.
picture of well, I send them the picture of all the shake flavors. And I
Okay.
say pick 2 flavors
Yeah.
or, double up or whatever. And then I say, we talk about, obviously, we've talked about their DFT, like, oh, I liked that one in the thing. Okay. So I make their cart and then I send in the link. And then I'm like, hey, make sure this, and this, right? Because, yeah, before I never thought about FaceTiming. But before it was like forever to walk somebody through if they're having a hard time ordering and things like that. So,
Yeah.
all
I,
right.
I really do. I agree. I really like the share cart option. So yes, I do send them the screenshot of the flavors. Pick 2 flavors. Oh, do I get elite? No, we're sticking with classic. You're just getting started.
I cut that out of my photo.
Oh, that's a great idea. So
It's
then once
only
they
classic and vegan.
Okay, so once they send me that, then yes, I make the cart for them. I say, okay, click on this link, call me when you're at this. And I walk them through the rest of it, especially if I've sent them credits, right? Because that part can be kind of tricky. But then yes, I walk them through it. But the share cart option is always the easiest for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. I love it. All right. What are other things that you can think of for somebody that's watching you and going, okay, like this, I want to commit, I want to be consistent. What are some other things that you do on the daily? Like how do you add people to your network?
Lately from my reels, right? Because I'm public,
Hmm.
I've my reels reach a lot of non-followers, and lately it feels like my page has grown. I feel like I get new followers here and there, every other day. I am in a group on Facebook, a stepmom group. Um, I'm on other things, other groups on Facebook, right? And if I connect with somebody and I like the way that they reply to something, I'm like, oh, okay, we could be friends. Let me add them, right?
I
Yeah,
do that. I
yeah,
do that when somebody is like, say, like, comment something in a group order and I message them, I'm like, oh my gosh,
girl.
like, seriously.
Yes, we could definitely be friends. Yeah. So I'll add them. A lot of it has been word of mouth or people that have been following me for a while. But I think lately it's just been people from other people that I know. And I am also in a Fremont football board of directors for the league. And so meeting people through there has also been really nice and great. And then it's people that they know, things like that. That's actually how I met my business partner.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I actually have a couple of promoters, a couple of business partners that started as customers that are came from my Moto Moms group. Like I'm very active in that group because that is our life.
Right.
And so
Right.
that I talk all the time about groups, about being in groups that are a part of who you are. Are you a special
Mhm.
needs mom? Are you, when Dalton was diagnosed with dyslexia, I was very much joining dyslexia groups, not to sell people thriving there. I don't even think I was thriving yet, but to
Right.
to learn how to help my son, you know?
Right.
And now turn around and I can actually help people that are in there, I have an adult, like he's not that 9-year old diagnosed with this dyslexia anymore. He's an adult living with it. And
Right.
and I can help those moms in that group that are like I was when we got the diagnosis. And then as you connect and you find the people that are your people, and then you add them as friends, and then they see your stuff, and then they just, hey, what's this stuff? I need energy, girl. My kid's driving me crazy. What is that stuff you're talking about? Like those things organically happen when you are getting the people that are meant to be your people.
Yeah. So actually, that's exactly how me and Selena connected. I saw her on Facebook and I added her and I was like, oh, I think she's a cheer mom. So I added her and I'm not even joking. Before that week was over, she was, or I think maybe even the next day or even the same day, she was like, wait, what is that you're taking? What does it do? Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
literally. And she was, at first I told her, she's like, well, how much does it cost? And I told her for her and her husband, it would be, 320 a month for both of them. And she was like, I don't know about that. I said, well, I got credits to share to help save money. Right. And she was like, okay, well, when my husband gets paid, then I'll get back to you. I was like, okay, sure. Sounds good. And I'm not even joking. I want to say within that same week, she was like, F it, let's order. Bet. Here's $50 of
Because
credits.
you were still showing up every day and she
Yeah.
was seeing you.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, she ordered, I think I was running a promo for your first month free or something. You pay shipping and taxes. Like I was in it to win it that month. I was like, look, I got all these credits. Let's do it. She ordered hers, and no joke, probably an hour later, she was like, okay, husband needs his too. She hadn't even got her package yet. And before that day was over, I want to say she already had like two or three other people that were like, yes, Liz, I want to do it too, just because they were following and they were trusting her word. So it goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. People know, like, and trust you, and then they trust
Mhm.
their people, and it just
Yep.
happens. It's a trickle down. Okay, somebody had asked, are these free samples or case by case basis when you do samples? How do you do that?
Generally it's a case by case basis. It
Yeah.
depends on who it is. It depends. They're like, money's kind of tight right now, but I want to feel good. Those are generally the people that I'm like, I got this for you. You know what I'm saying? It's a write-off
Yeah.
anyways, right?
Yeah.
If you buy
Some
your own
rando
stuff,
that you don't know that's like, do you have free samples? Yeah, probably not.
it's
We're
gonna be
gonna
$35.
we're gonna vet you
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. No, literally, it really just depends on who it is, right?
Yeah.
It is a case by case basis. If it's somebody that I really don't know, I'm probably gonna charge you for that. Go ahead and Zelle me. I'll send it, I'll ship it out to you tomorrow. And I also ask, what kind of shake flavors do you like? Do you like more sweet or do you like the normal chocolate, vanilla, strawberry? Because if you don't like the good flavors, I'm not going to send you my good flavors. I
Right.
like my
Let's
good
not wait.
flavors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk
Apple,
it out before I send you my cookies and cream. Probably not happening.
my candy cane, my apple pie. Yeah, you ain't getting those.
So
Mm-mm.
funny. It's so funny the amount of flavors we have now because when I started, we only had vanilla and for like 2 years. Like like for the first 18 months I was here, it was only vanilla. And then they added chocolate and then strawberry and then apple pie.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie though. Vanilla is really good,
Our vanilla
actually.
is really
Our
good.
vanilla is
And we didn't
really
and we
good.
didn't know any different because we didn't have any other flavors.
Right. So you were like, okay, this is great.
It was what it was. Yeah.
I
But
want to say I didn't try vanilla up until like maybe a few months ago.
yeah. I mean,
And I was like,
vanilla's still one
oh,
of my favorites.
it's so bad.
But yeah, candy cane is my second favorite. So, all right. Anybody want to unmute, ask any questions, share any tips, ask Sarah questions, ask me questions? What's working for you? Is something that you learned that you're like, I just started doing this, this is working? Don't be shy.
So I'd like to hear a little about your customer retention. I know you do a lot of messaging, which I think is just the most important part is like communication. But is there anything that you do as far as like some people do like customer group text or um yeah, I don't know, cards. I mean, any customer retention tips?
For me, generally, I look at my auto ships, and for my customers that I always follow up, hey, you have an order going through. Can I offer you, if you're going to order, I'll send you $50 in credits or $25 in credits. Like I always offer my continuing customers credits, whether it's $25, $50. Sometimes, like at the beginning of the school year, people are like tight on money. Here's $50 in credits, here's $75 in credits, depending on what I have. For my customers that continuously order, I always send them credits. That's my thank you to them. Every once in a great while, especially around the holidays, I'll run if you order this month, here's a raffle for a gift card or a sample pack of plus line products. But I also check in with my customers every month. How's it going? Did you want to switch up your shake flavors? Yeah, how do I do that? And I have a video ready that I've screenshotted on how you go in and manage your auto ship to change your flavors. So I have that like liked in my favorites folder or my Thrive folder.
Okay, what's your Thrive folder?
So in my photo section, I have different albums that have, whether it be it like for this specific folder, it has my side by sides, it has my beginning pictures, screenshots of different products, any images that I've saved when it comes to Thrive, um, different, chat GBT images of product breakdowns, things like that.
That's awesome. So I also have photo albums. I'm really bummed that I wasn't more specific on some of them because Apple has changed. I don't know when an update happened, whatever. Used to, so I'm the queen of using the search feature in my phone, in my emails, in my texts, in my photos. I'm searching everything. I can search by location. I search by, shake options. Collagen, like all of them will pop up. In the last couple of months, all of a sudden they don't pop up anymore. And only a couple do. And so I'm like, where you have to know where the photos are. So I'm like, I wish I had put those into photo albums sooner and been more specific. So use that as a lesson. Guys, make photo albums, title them, and do all the things. Start doing that now with what you have. So because yeah, Apple's not nice. Any other questions?
I have
Questions?
one. I have one.
Hi.
Hey, so it's been a long time since I've done this, so I'm back. Are groups still a thing, or do you just strictly go off of your personal page now and you just have chats with people? I mean, because there's some groups that I'm in for other things, and I don't ever see them anymore. Like they just don't show up, or people aren't active in there. So is that still a thing, or do you just?
Yes. So we do have Thrive groups and you and I can get together on that and make sure that you're in them. We have like customer groups and all that. But yes, it is Facebook groups, like not everybody sees them when they, happen and some people see it a week later or not see it at all. So definitely recommend when you have customers. My most of my customer interaction is one-on-one. But yes, there are several that have great success in customer group chats. So having a customer chat like in Facebook or Telegram or whatever works for you. Some do WhatsApp. Having a customer chat that you can do giveaways for your customers, you can, help with things. That is very, very helpful if that's what you're meaning. All right. Anybody else?
Just kind of swinging back around to samples really quick. It sounds like you do them all customized from your house, which I love. I used to always have the cloud office. I kind of use those too. But are you charging for those? Or sorry if I missed that.
No, you're fine. It kind of just depends on who it is for me. Like if it's a personal friend or somebody who has been watching me for a long time, like thanks for watching. Here's a little sample. It just depends. I do it on a base by a base or case by case. Yeah. And the shipping is a write-off anyways if you're a promoter, so save those receipts. So that's why sometimes I don't mind just sending the sample out free of charge because I know that I have a specific set of Thrive that I order for my samples. And so when I order that, that's a whole write-off right there. Yeah. But again, it is case by case. If I don't really like you and you're asking me for a sample, yeah, you're going to need to send me some money.
Or like I said when we were talking about it earlier, Sue, I was like, if it's some rando that just pops in your messenger, oh, I want a free sample. I'm gonna vet you first.
Mhm.
We're gonna talk this out.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. My last question. What would you say to someone who's like you, spending that first year building their foundation? What really kept you going in that time as far as like catching the vision? Because obviously there's something driving you, like having you post every day, even though you weren't seeing anything. I have a few girlies going through that now, and it is very difficult to like walk them through it, but I keep trying to bring them back to my first year, and it was the same way. It was like got on all the Zooms. I stayed close to the fire. I just caught the vision and just ran with the vision, really, and just like talked about what was possible, even though I wasn't getting a paycheck. Like most weeks, I was getting $0, but I was talking about that vision. So, what would you say to someone going through that now?
Um, it's different for everybody. I think for me, getting on, so I know with my team with Jackie and Angela, um, they have the weekly calls, right? Getting on those and getting pumped up, right? Getting the fire in them is great. And I think the biggest thing for me is well, one, I'm a recovering addict, right? I have 5 years clean coming up next month. And for me, knowing how good I felt and how I feel when I take my products is enough for me to keep going. right? And also, why not me? Why can't I be a millionaire? Why can't I, walk that stage, right? When I saw the first video of the conference, right after I became a promoter, and I saw people walking the stage, like, I want that. I want that for myself. I had to see that vision and I want to walk that stage, right? That is a goal, to become a millionaire. And so when I see Angela's life, when I see Jackie's life, and the freedom that they have because of the business and their money choices, I always ask myself, well, why not me? Well, it's going to be me one day. It's going to be me one day. And it's just positive talking of yourself, right? You have to really want it to be and be consistent with it to get to that point. So you have to believe in yourself. It's believing in yourself and knowing where I came from and what I've done. And I'm nowhere close to where I want to be, but I know that if I keep going, I'll be where I want to be one day. But just being consistent, and you have to really see it for yourself to believe it.
I love that. Say that again.
Which part?
Um, that about where you know where you're going.
Oh, I know where I've been, right? And I've known, dang, why would you ask me to do that? I can't
No,
even
I wish
remember.
I could rewind you.
Dang it. I know where I've been, right? And I know that I don't want to go back there, but I want to get to where I'm going, and eventually I'll be there. But I have to believe in it first
That
to
was it.
get there. Yeah, I have to believe. You have to
Eventually,
believe.
I'll get there. I have to believe.
Yeah, you have to believe in yourself first in order to get to where you want to be, right? Like, I dreamt about being sober one day. I dreamt about it for 15 years.
Oh,
It took me 15 years to get to that point, and we're not going to cry. No, we ain't doing that. I know them tears is coming up in my eyes, but we're
I'm
not
so
doing
happy.
that
I'm so
today.
proud of you.
We're not doing that today.
We're
It
not doing
took
that.
a long time, and it took me getting to the bottom of life to get to where I am now, right? And if I'm being completely honest and being very transparent, it took my kids being taken for me to get clean. You have to believe it, and sometimes it takes being in the trenches, being at your lowest, to say, I need to get up there. And again, you have to
Mhm.
believe in it. You have to believe in
Everybody's
yourself.
everybody's rock bottom is different,
Yeah.
because some people look at something and go, well, if I was at that point, that would have been my rock bottom, but you never know until you're
Until
at
you're
your own
there.
rock
Yeah.
bottom
You
what it
really
is.
don't.
And I think that's such a good comparison too in business because you never know what is your non-negotiable, what is I'm like, I think back and I'm like, we fought even before Lavelle came into our lives, we fought to have better for our kids, and so like I remember begging, pleading the electric, like the worker dude that was shutting off our electricity when Dalton was watching Barney. He was 2. I was like, please, please, he's watching Barney and he's just gonna flip out. Please don't, please. What do I gotta do? I'll go pay it. Please don't turn it off on Barney. And yeah,
Right.
I mean, I remember. And when you remember, you never want to go back there.
Absolutely. I
So
do.
all right, I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of everything you've accomplished. I'm proud of you sharing tonight.
Thank
Let's
you.
let's go, y'all. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Let's
Thank
make this
you.
happen
Touchy,
and
touchy.
go be consistent. All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Amber.
Bye.
Bye.